How do we know when we're healed? How do we know when we heal the karmic imprint, a karmic pattern? So for example, you know that you have a repetitive negative pattern within relationships, or you know, whether it's intimate relationship, friendship relationship, or maybe in family, that you keep having these relationships that come in different forms. Even if they're with different people, it's the same repetitive pattern. Or you have the same repetitive patterns with clients, or with family members, or in business with money, your relationship with money, or even work, different things like that. Often we find ourselves in relationship because being human is really being in relation to others in different forms, in different ways, and also in relationship to ourselves. So how do we know? We know we have found out that we have a karmic imprint, we have a pattern. We might not be able to specify it, but we know that there's something blocking us from being our authentic self. It's something that's blocking us from having the relationships that we want in life, whether it's friendship, lovers, or business partners. And so, first thing, it's never ever about the other person. So one good sign, knowing that we haven't healed this pattern, is that we're still blaming the other. And we're not taking full responsibility of what's going on within ourselves. What's being triggered when this pattern is reenacted within our reality. So it's like, it's having a good deep look into why we keep attracting this. And if you feel like this is the first time I'm having an experience or relationship like this, nonetheless, it was attracted into your reality. And it wouldn't have been attracted into your reality unless there was something that within you that was a match to that. And so to heal that pattern, we have to look deep within. If we continue blaming the others, if we keep labeling what the others did wrong, and that's okay, we might have to understand whatever that was that they did, that we accepted that that wasn't good. Yet in the end, to heal, to release this karmic patterns completely from our being, we have to look deep within. We have to see what it is that triggers us within these kinds of relationship. Easier maybe if it's a repetitive pattern. It might also be harder because we're so used to feeling those feelings. So to heal them, first of all, we have to be really, really intent that I'm done with this pattern. I don't know how, but I want to heal this. I want to not feel these feelings again. And to heal, we have to embrace what we're feeling. We have to sit with it. We have to allow ourselves to feel it. And if it's something really, really primal and really subconscious, there's going to be a huge resistance from feeling it. There's going to be a huge resistance from wanting to sit and feel all the feelings that comes up with that. There's going to be a huge need to blame the other, to label the other, or label the relationship, or label that kind of people as toxic, or whatever it is, whatever fits your mental capacity at the time. But to really know that you've healed something, like to really, really know that you've healed something, is that when you have zero interest in looking back. Like, imagine yourself having had many different patterns of different kinds of relationship, and they kind of follow the same pattern. It might be a pattern of not feeling good enough. And so you keep attracting different kinds of relationships that reinforces this belief that you're not good enough and that you have to be someone else to be loved or accepted. And so it continues throughout different relationships. you keep self-abandoning yourself because you don't feel that your authentic self is good enough. You might not even know what your authentic self is because you've been wearing masks since you were a very little child and beyond that in previous lifetimes. So you're even born with masks into this lifetime. And the interesting thing with the throat chakra and the mask is that when we hold the frequency of having masks, that we have to somehow morph into someone else to be loved and accepted. And this is deep, this is really primal. It doesn't just, it's normally the throat and then deep into the root chakra, because now we can live individually and we can live quite isolated and survive. But back in the day, if we got removed or rejected from the tribe, it literally meant death. So it's deep into the root chakra that we have to fit in. We have to be part of the group. And if we're too different, then if we get rejected from the tribe, that means death. And so this isn't a mental blockage, right? It's deeply primal. It's those kind of feelings that are really, really hard to feel. And when there's a feeling that we're not good enough, or my authentic self cannot be loved and accepted, so I have to shift, I have to morph myself into someone else, what really lies at its core, at its roots, is shame. It's the shame for being who you are. And this is, I think, deep within every human being. It's so deep within the collective consciousness to not be too different. And the interesting part is that when we have these blockages around the throat and the face, we distort our frequencies, so we attract people that match this frequency, that we're not good enough. That being who we are is not how we're going to survive. That's how we're going to be accepted. We have to shift ourselves. So we keep attracting people that doesn't match our authentic self. And so we won't feel at home there, and ultimately we'll feel resentment because we had to morph into someone else. And we will never truly feel at home within ourselves or within groups or within relationships, because we keep having these masks. And these are deep layers. I don't know how many different masks and different things that I've been clearing from my throat chakra from so many years. And it keeps coming up, and it's so related to the roots. And it's such an interesting thing, right? Because we keep reinforcing that I'm not good enough, because we attract these people that won't fully accept our authentic self. So how do we heal this? We heal this by becoming the love that we seek from outside. We heal this by spending time with ourselves and truly learning to love who we are, to really truly start enjoying our own company, to creating that love, that acceptance, that peace from within. And then these masks starts to fall away. And we start finding our own voice. And when relationships don't match, we don't get upset about it, we just move on. And so to know when you heal from a karmic imprint, this is just one example, but it's like a core wound of humanity, of not being enough as we are. To know when we truly heal the karmic imprint, a karmic pattern, is that there's no aversion and there's no attachment. So for example, you have a relationship, you know it's not working, you know it's not for you, you have this attachment to reconnect, or you have this attachment to seek forgiveness or validation of something from this person. Or on the other hand, you have this aversion, and often these two kind of mix and match. You have this aversion, you don't like this person, you label them, you put certain things to them, you want to push them away, you want to repel them. And so when you have the desire to repel something, it tends to come. And when you have the desire to want something and desire something that you don't have, you tend to repel it. So it's like both. So how do you know when you completely heal it? Is that you're completely indifferent. You need to have aversion or attachment. You're neutral. You can talk about past relationship, but there's no need to label or call the relationship toxic or this or that. It's just neutral. It's just peace. There's nothing, there's no need to sort of, nothing. And you don't regret the relationship either, because you understand that it was a great lesson. It brought you to this point where you could bring up all these triggers so you can see them and heal them and then move on. And so the best relationships, maybe not the most comfortable, but often the most challenging, but the ones that can really take us from one place to another and really intense growth, if we allow them, is to look at what is it that triggers, not look at the other person, but really, really take it in. What is it? What is it, these feelings that are being brought up? What is it that I need from the other person? Because I have to give it to myself. I have to fill that void that I'm seeking from this other person. Because this need to seek something from another is the wound. That's the karmic pattern. So how do I fill this wound? How do I heal this wound within myself? How do I let go of this negative energy within me? And like I said, often these things are very primal. So they're very, very, very uncomfortable to feel. Shame is one of the most uncomfortable feelings to feel, because it's basically feeling that I am not enough. I am not good. I am bad. Not I did something bad, like I am bad. And it's a really, really hard feeling to feel. It's really hard energy to feel because it's so primal. It's so deep within the root chakra and within the core. And so allowing yourself to feel these really uncomfortable feelings through your awareness, to putting your awareness into these energies, is how you transcend them, and it's how you heal them. And so when you go back to memories of these, and often the memories will start to feel like a dream, you don't really can touch upon them, they're not really clear. And eventually it doesn't really matter. You have no need to revisit the old memories. You have no need to label the relationship. You have no need to label the situation or the person, because it doesn't matter anymore. That's when you're free. And often you're not just free of the relationship, you're free of the whole karmic pattern. So then you can revisit all kind of relationships or all kind of challenging relationships and use them as a tool to see what it is within that is bringing up this energy, this feeling, and sitting with that feeling. And until you transcended it through your awareness, then there's nothing that will attract that into your reality again. Thank you for watching. So much love.